Hello, folks. Welcome to my channel, Rico's Paradigm. Today, I want to talk about what the divorce laws are in the Philippines, as well as the consequences for expats getting involved with a married Filipina. The Philippines take a different approach to divorce. It is one of the few countries in the world, along with the Vatican, that prohibits divorce for the vast majority of its citizens. This unique legal system has significant implications, particularly for expats who may be unaware of local customs and laws. The Philippines' divorce laws provide a unique setting with historical, cultural, and legal components that significantly limit divorce accessibility. The country has traditionally taken a conservative stance, owing largely to its Catholic majority. Even though divorce remains a divisive topic, recent legislative changes have begun to shift the national conversation about marital dissolution. Divorce is virtually non existent in the Philippines due to the Catholic Church influence, which views marriage as a sacred bond that should not be easily broken. Historically, the only generally accepted alternatives to divorce were legal separation and annulment, both of which forbid remarriage. The then current Family Code, enacted on August 30, 1950, permitted limited grounds for annulment and separation under the Civil Code. However, the introduction of an absolute divorce bill in May 2024 was a significant step toward legalizing divorce, as it includes grounds for divorce that are similar to those used for legal separations and annulments. Currently, the proposed absolute divorce bill aims to broaden the grounds for dissolving a marriage by establishing regulations under which divorce can be granted. Chronic addiction, emotional or physical abuse, and other forms of misbehavior are valid grounds. The campaign to legalize divorce is part of a larger movement to recognize the rights of people trapped in abusive or unhappy marriages, a group that the current legal system largely ignores. In the Philippines, getting a divorce necessitates navigating a complex legal system. Under the proposed absolute divorce bill, couples planning to divorce must file a petition, which will be reviewed by the court. This procedure, based on the principles of accountability and supervision, seeks to reduce the possibility of abuse and collision. Furthermore, current legislation makes it more difficult for people who want to end their marriage by requiring them to go through the bureaucratic process of initial legal separation or annulment proceedings. There are some available alternatives to divorce, though. Legal separation, which begins at the time of filing and requires similar grounds to divorce but does not end the marriage. Although annulment terminates the marriage, the process can be expensive and time consuming, often taking years to complete. For those seeking to leave unhappy marriages, the procedural design, which includes the possibility of government appeals against annulment, has resulted in significant emotional and financial hardship. Even though there is no simple divorce procedure in the Philippines right now, annulments and legal separations are prohibitively expensive. An annulment can cost between 130,000 and 725,000 pesos, depending on the complexity of the case, such as child custody or property division. Expenses range from 100,000 to 600,000 pesos, depending on case complexity and lawyer experience. Court mandated psychological evaluations for annulment cases based on psychological incapacity typically cost between 25,000 and 100,000 pesos. The filing fee for annulment cases is typically around 2,800 pesos, though additional expenses may arise based on the case circumstances. Document handling, certification, and notification can cost anywhere from 10,000 to 20,000 pesos. Considering these numbers, people seeking an annulment or separation frequently face severe financial hardship, making the process of ending a marriage difficult. When a marriage is null and void from the start, a declaration of nullity is issued. The grounds include bigamy, incestuous marriage, failure to obtain a marriage license, and other flaws that render a marriage illegal under Philippine law. Legal separation allows spouses to live separately and divide their assets, but it does not terminate the marriage. The spouses are unable to marry again. Muslim Filipinos can file for divorce under the Code of Muslim Personal Laws if certain conditions are met, such as mutual consent, abandonment, and injury. If one of the parties is not Filipino and the divorce was legal in the expat's home country, Philippine law generally accepts foreign divorces for expats. However, if both parties are Filipino citizens, a divorce obtained outside of the Philippines will not be recognized. Engaging with married Filipinas can have serious legal and social consequences for expats. Expats who have relationships with married people face a difficult terrain, ranging from legal issues surrounding marriage to potential social consequences. If the foreign partner begins dating a married Filipina, there may be serious legal consequences, including the possibility of being charged with adultery. Adultery may be considered a criminal offense under Philippine law, which could have serious consequences for both the married person and their spouse. In addition to affecting one's legal status, this can result in severe social stigma that lasts for a long time after the relationship ends. Expats should also be aware of the Philippines' cultural context, in which public opinion is frequently shaped by traditional societal perspectives. Negative perceptions of relationships with married women may lead to social rejection. As a result, local communities may have negative attitudes towards expats. This can take many forms, from open hostility to rumors. It's also important to remember that expats are generally treated as visitors in the country. Their privileges may be revoked for any perceived misconduct, including having affairs with married women, which could result in deportation or entry restrictions. This has significant implications for employment and residency statuses in the Philippines, as well as personal relationships. In addition to legal consequences, expats should consider the cultural and social implications of dating a married Filipina. Strong family and community ties exist in the Philippines, and actions that are perceived to disrupt family harmony are frequently viewed negatively by the public. Angry individuals may threaten, harass, or physically harm expats. Interacting with married Filipinas presents its own set of cultural challenges. In Filipino society, traditional gender roles frequently portray women as inferior to their husbands, and accusations of predatory behavior by foreign partners are common. Navigating these dynamics requires an understanding of the social structure in which they live, as well as sensitivity to cultural differences. Furthermore, the cultural ramifications may cause significant emotional distress for expats who interact with married Filipinas. Because relationships can change in response to social expectations, a lack of acceptance can cause emotional distress. When social support is overshadowed by controversy and judgment, expats may feel lonely and suffer from mental health issues. In conclusion, divorce law in the Philippines is a complex interplay of cultural norms, historical precedent, and evolving reform initiatives. The introduction of the absolute divorce bill represents a step toward the recognition of individual rights, despite the fact that current frameworks severely limit divorce. Furthermore, people who want to end an unhappy marriage are frequently stymied by the high cost of annulments. Expats who pursue relationships with married Filipinas face serious legal and social repercussions. Maintaining respectful and healthy relationships necessitates navigating the intricate web of cultural, emotional, and legal considerations. As the public conversation about divorce evolves, it is hoped that changes will pave the way for more compassionate, inclusive legal systems that recognize the complexities of interpersonal relationships. All right, folks, that is all for today's show. Thank you all for watching. Until next time, have a good day.